Thanks for watching the John Mendola Show as we talk with Steve Jervis. We are driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. And, Steve, you're the head football coach at Lackawanna Trail, and the Lions are off to a great start this year, 3-0. Tell us how you guys have got it done.
Well, first of all, John, again, thanks for having me on. It's a pleasure coaching these kids up at Trail. They really play hard. Wasn't really sure what to expect. Lost a couple good kids last year. Due to graduation, have some new faces in the backfield. So we had to replace all 4 linebackers on defense. But I'll tell you, John, our kids, they work hard. They're good kids. They really care. They believe in, their school and their, and their community. And, we had a tough, first game with Anaco, had some good players down there. Pat Hempel, good running back. Hanover, physical, tough kids there. But our toughest test today was definitely Friday night at Myers. We were down 21-7 at half. Wasn't looking real good. Matt DeMarco's running the veer, the midline option, had a pistol, and some really good, quick wingbacks. Some nice size up front. So they definitely they punched away right before the end of the half. So we definitely had to do a little soul searching at halftime. Talked about some adjustments we were going to make, and really. Came out like a whole other team in the second half. We get the second half kickoff, and we were able to punch one in right there. Jonathan Jeter, one of the kids we've really been counting on. He's a heck of a ball player. Had a long run for us. And our quarterback, we had great quarterback play. Vic Mallory's only a junior, but a real headsy kid. Bright kid, good football IQ. He's definitely been so integral in our success. And again, honestly, Friday bringing us back. He hit the touchdown pass to Matt Harris down the stretch, and then it's Cooper Roshak again after one of our linebackers, Jake Adcroft, had a critical interception there in the fourth quarter. It was definitely a nail biter up there, Lackawanna Trail Friday night. Hopefully the fans enjoyed it. It was definitely an emotional comeback win for us.
Steve, there's been some emotional wins over the years, and one I can remember a few years ago was one of those games that you had with Lake Lehman. But would this be probably one of the most memorable of your career? And like you said, you're down 21-7. Things aren't looking very good at halftime. And somehow, some way, these kids from Trail fight back and you're able to get the victory.
Yeah, I'll tell you, John, it's definitely going to go down as, and I can remember, a time when, our kids just really showed so much guts, like so much courage and a lot of character. Because we came back to Myers, and people say Myers is a very good football team, and I think down the stretch, I think a lot of people are going to figure that out. As we already know, so to come back and get a good football team like that down, down 2 scores, and again, like I say, and they punch one in right before the half. It just says a lot about our kids, and definitely one I'm going to remember for a long time.
We're talking with Steve Jervis here on the John Mendola Show. We are driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. They have locations in Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, Kingston, Hazleton, and Williamsport. Well, Steve, if you had to grade yourself after the first 3 weeks of the season, what's the grade that you give yourself on offense? What do you like the most about this Trail offense right now?
Well, it's kind of tough to give it an actual grade, but I'll tell you what I'm most proud of right now, John, is we're doing a good job spreading the ball around. I think a lot of guys are involved. We run the wing team. We preach about having to play real fast. And it doesn't mean it has to be fast runners, but you have to play fast. And, a lot of plays look similar from the beginning, from the onstart of the plays, and the faster we execute, the tougher it is on the defense to decipher whether, we're running the actual play or, maybe the misdirection or the play action pass. I think I like our balance. We've had some games where we run the ball pretty well. I think we've thrown the ball. We've got some good quarterbacks over the years at Lackawanna Trail. Caleb Darling come to mind. Jack Libby did a nice job for us last year at quarterback. But Vic really is a complete. He really, he does a nice job. Like I say, he's a good, great football IQ, smart kid. And I think that's been the nice thing is, when you blitz us, when you get rid of the ball quick. When you don't blitz, you can, he's very, he's good moving around the pocket. He's good reading the defenses. He understands our system very well. A lot of play action in there. And that being said, we also have some really good targets from the throw to. Matt Harris returning starter at tight end, a big target. Ross McGuire coming back out. He didn't play last year. The basketball kid comes out. He's 6'2". That's a great, nice looking wide receiver for us. Liam Dockert, he's coming back after he had a back injury in the off season, but he's a very explosive type of receiver, real quick. And then between Roshak and Cooper Roshak and Jonathan Zeter at the wings, both those kids are very athletic. And our fullback, we've been able to get him involved in the past game with our screen game and waggles and things of that nature. So I guess I'm most happy so far, John. It's been a pretty good balance.
You mentioned, Steve, on the defensive side of the ball, losing the linebackers. How about your vote right now on your defense, how they're playing, and how you feel about them?
Well, I think our defense does a good job understanding what we're doing. We don't have a tremendous physical presence. The last couple of years we've had some nice guys along the D line. We graduated kids like Justin Barber last year, arguably one of the better defensive linemen. One of the better kids all around I've ever coached. Big, strong kid. Eric Latos from a couple of years ago, Ben Lehman. Some really good, big, strong kids. So this year we have very, very good kids. It's just, we don't have those kind of, really big, weight room, strong, explosive kids. And I'll tell you, John, our kids, like I said, they work their butts off. They play within themselves. And although we've had a lapse here or there, in the second quarter there, we kind of had a little lapse against Hanover. And again, in the second quarter, to be honest, we had a little lapse against Myers. Early in the game against Anaco, they had an early score on us. But the one thing I'm proud of them is, they listen to adjustments, and they don't get rattled. So, in all three of those games we've been down, we've actually played very good defense down the stretch.
We're talking Lackawanna Trail football. Steve Jervis, the head football coach there, and the Lions are out to a 3-0 start. Coach, Single A is going to be very tough in District 2 this year. Old Forge and Dunmore are loaded. Northwest feels they have a pretty good football team. Of course, you guys, are going to work hard and see if you could get to the level of Old Forge or Dunmore. But, it's going to be a challenge this year because District 2 is well represented, I'm sure, in Single A when it all shakes out at the end of the year. But, I'm sure you guys are going to work hard and see what you could do.
Oh, without a doubt, John. And I think if you look over the last few years, actually, Single A is very, very competitive. We should be very proud. The small schools in our area, whoever seems to come out of the district usually makes some noise at the state level. A couple years ago, Riverside, Old Forge had a tremendous, team a couple of years ago. Last year, Dunmore obviously making a run right to the state final. So it's just nice to be in the mix with those kind of schools. And, I'm just hoping at the end of the year we're kind of in that mix again.
Steve, you coached at Tunkhannock for years. At Lackawanna Trail, you guys have really had some success. You said you run the wing tee. What's it feel like for you personally to be at Trail with the Lions, having success and having people that are believing and the community support and what you're doing there at Lackawanna Trail right now?
Well, I'll tell you, John, the kind of work that I've always wanted to do is teach and coach and and again had a nice run at Tunkhannock, but it's a tough decision halfway through your career to change schools, not only coaching but teaching. And it was one of the better decisions I've made my whole life. I got to be honest with you. I love these kids at Trail. They really work hard. And I think they really believe in what we're doing. I think the community is very supportive. They're really into what we're trying to accomplish. I know for me, there's no place else I'd rather be teaching and coaching, and just really excited for the opportunity and love to be coaching these kids.
Steve Jervis doing a heck of a job at Lackawanna Trail, and the Lions are proud of their efforts so far after 3 wins this season, a 3-0 start. Steve, thanks for taking some time out and joining us here on the John Mendola Show, driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers.